This is the right way to deal with negative people. Kevin Hart, Joe Rogan. Let's start with a simple but profound question. How do you deal with negativity when it's not just a fleeting moment, but a person? Someone in your life who seems stuck in a cycle of criticism, pessimism, or even hostility. Maybe it's a friend, a family member, a coworker, or even a stranger online. We've all encountered these people, and let's admit it, they can drain us. But here's the thing, how we respond to negative people says more about us than it does about them. And if we don't handle it the right way, their negativity can become our negativity. Kevin Hart once said, "Everybody wants to be famous, but nobody wants to put the work in." Now think about that statement. Beyond fame, it's not just about achieving goals. It's about the effort required to shape our internal world, to rise above the negativity that others bring into our lives. The work Kevin Hart talks about doesn't just apply to success in comedy or fitness or business, it applies to the way we navigate relationships, especially with people who challenge our peace. And Joe Rogan often emphasizes the importance of maintaining a high vibration, of not letting the wrong influences drag you down. But how do we actually do this in the real world? Most people respond to negativity in one of two ways. They either absorb it or they fight it. Absorbing it means letting the other person's bad energy seep into you. You start feeling angry, frustrated, or bitter, not because of who you are, but because of what they projected onto you. On the other hand, fighting negativity often leads to conflict. You push back, argue, or try to outdo their negativity with your own force. But here's the problem, both of these approaches put you in their world. Whether you absorb their negativity or fight it, you're still letting them dictate the terms of your emotional state. So what's the alternative? How do we deal with negative people without letting them control us? The answer lies in philosophical detachment. Imagine you're standing in a rainstorm. The negativity of the other person is the rain. Now, you can either stand there getting soaked, or you can put up an umbrella. Detachment is your umbrella. It doesn't mean you ignore the person or pretend they don't exist. It means you create a boundary between their energy and yours. You acknowledge their negativity without letting it penetrate your own mindset.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound insights.
But here's where things get deeper. Detachment isn't about being cold or indifferent. It's about understanding. Why is this person negative? What's driving their behavior? Kevin Hart talks a lot about how he used his own pain and struggles as fuel to become better, not bitter. And often, negative people are trapped in their own pain. They project their insecurities, their fears, their disappointments onto others because they don't know how to process them internally. When you understand this, it changes the way you see them. Their negativity stops feeling like a personal attack and starts feeling like a cry for help. Now, think about this: when someone is negative toward you, what's your first reaction? Is it anger, frustration, defensiveness? What if, instead, your first reaction was curiosity? What if you asked yourself, why is this person acting this way? What's going on in their life that's making them so negative? This doesn't mean you excuse their behavior or let them walk all over you. It just means you approach the situation with empathy instead of judgment. Empathy, however, doesn't mean you have to fix them. This is where a lot of people get stuck. They think, if I understand why this person is negative, it's my job to help them become more positive. But here's the hard truth: you can't change someone who doesn't want to change. You can only control your own response. And your response should be rooted in strength, not reaction. Joe Rogan often talks about the importance of controlling your inner circles, surrounding yourself with people who uplift you and challenge you in positive ways. But what do you do when you can't avoid a negative person? Maybe they're a family member, or a co-worker, or someone you have to interact with regularly. In these situations, The key is to maintain your boundaries. Don't let their negativity cross into your emotional space. This takes practice, but it starts with one simple realization: you are not responsible for their emotions. You are only responsible for how you respond. So here's a challenge for you: the next time you encounter a negative person, stop and ask yourself, am I going to let their negativity control me? Or am I going to control my response? This one question can shift your entire mindset. It puts the power back in your hands. Because at the end of the day, negative people only have as much power over you as you give them. But this is just the beginning. Understanding how to protect yourself from negativity is one thing. Learning how to turn that negativity into something positive, something that fuels your own growth, is another. And that's exactly what we're going to explore next. Turning negativity into power, the art of transforming challenges. Here's a radical idea. What if negative people, instead of being obstacles, could actually become opportunities? What if their difficult energy could be used to fuel your growth rather than drain your spirit? It sounds counterintuitive, but this is precisely where the wisdom of Kevin Hart and Joe Rogan intersects with timeless philosophical truths. The key lies in shifting your mindset. Instead of seeing negativity as something to avoid or fight, you can learn to transform it into something valuable. Let's start by considering this negativity, whether it comes from people or situations, is a constant in life. You can't escape it. You can't avoid every difficult person or prevent every unpleasant encounter. What you can do is choose how you respond. And this is where your real power lies, not in controlling the external world, but in mastering your internal one. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, put it perfectly: the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. In other words, the very thing that seems to block your path can become the path itself if you know how to use it. Think about it. When someone is being negative, what's really happening? They're presenting you with a challenge. Maybe they're testing your patience, your compassion, or your ability to stay calm under pressure. Maybe they're showing you a part of yourself that still reacts emotionally instead of rationally. Either way, their negativity isn't just an annoyance, it's a mirror. It reflects back at you the areas where you still have room to grow. This is where the transformation begins. Instead of seeing the negative person as your adversary, see them as your teacher. What are they teaching you about yourself? Are they exposing a trigger you didn't know you had? Are they giving you an opportunity to practice resilience, empathy, or self-control? When you approach negativity with this mindset, it stops being a threat and starts becoming a tool for your own self-improvement. Kevin Hart often talks about how he uses setbacks and criticism as fuel. He doesn't let negativity break him, he lets it motivate him to work harder, to become better, to prove to himself what he's capable of. This isn't about proving the negative person wrong, it's about proving yourself right. It's about taking their energy, flipping it, and using it to build something positive. And here's the secret: the more you do this, the less their negativity will affect you. Why? Because you've taken control. You've turned their attempt to drag you down into a reason to lift yourself up. But let's get practical. How do you actually do this? How do you turn someone's negativity into something that benefits you? The first step is awareness. When you feel yourself getting frustrated, angry, or drained by someone's behavior, take a moment to pause. Don't react immediately. Instead, ask yourself, what's really going on here? Why is this affecting me? And how can I use this to grow? This pause is crucial. It gives you the space to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. Next, focus on what you can control. You can't change the other person's attitude, but you can change your perspective. Instead of thinking, This person is so negative. They're ruining my day. Try reframing it. This person is giving me a chance to practice patience and self-mastery. It might sound simple, but this shift in perspective can completely change how you experience the situation. Suddenly, their negativity isn't something that's happening to you, it's something that's happening for you. And here's the real magic: once you start mastering your own response to negativity, you'll begin to notice something incredible. The negative person's power over you will start to fade. Their words and actions won't sting as much. Their energy won't feel as heavy. Why? Because you've stopped giving them control. You've taken their negativity and turned it into a source of strength. Joe Rogan often talks about the importance of mental toughness, not just in physical challenges, but in everyday life. Dealing with negative people is one of the greatest tests of mental toughness you'll face. It's easy to stay calm and positive when everyone around you is supportive. The real test comes when you're surrounded by criticism, doubt, or hostility. But that's when your character is truly forged. Now, here's a question for you to think about. What's the last negative encounter you had? Maybe it was a rude comment, a difficult conversation, or even just someone's bad energy weighing you down. How did you respond? Did you let it affect your mood, your mindset, or your day? And more importantly, how could you have responded differently? What could you have learned from that encounter if you'd seen it as an opportunity instead of an obstacle? This isn't about perfection. You're going to have moments where negativity gets the better of you. That's okay. The goal isn't to never feel frustrated or upset. The goal is to grow stronger with each encounter. Every time you turn negativity into a tool for your own growth, you're building a skill. You're becoming more resilient, more focused, and more in control of your own energy. And here's the best part: when you master this skill, you don't just improve your own life, you inspire others to do the same. You show them what's possible when you refuse to let negativity define you. You become, in a way, the positive force that neutralizes their negativity. And that's where the real transformation happens for you and for them. But we're not done yet. Understanding how to transform negativity is one thing. Mastering the art of maintaining your own energy and protecting your peace in the face of constant challenges is another. Let's dive even deeper into the philosophy and practical tools you need to truly thrive, no matter what negativity comes your way. The shield of inner peace, protecting your energy from negativity. Negativity is relentless. It doesn't knock politely before entering your life. It barges in through interactions, situations, even your own thoughts. But here's the truth: negativity only takes root where it finds fertile ground. And that's why protecting your energy is not just a nice idea, it's a necessity. If you don't guard your inner world, you risk letting outside forces dictate your mood, your mindset, and ultimately your life. Think of your energy like a flame. It's what drives you, what fuels your creativity, your focus, your joy. But negativity is like the wind: it can flicker or even extinguish your flame if you let it. The goal isn't to stop the wind, you can't control the outside world, but to build a shelter around your flame. That shelter is your inner peace. It's what allows you to stay calm, centered, and unshaken no matter what storms rage around you. But how do you build this shelter? It starts with self-awareness. Kevin Hart often says, "Your energy introduces you before you even speak." This means your energy is your responsibility. Before you can protect it, you have to understand it. Ask yourself, what drains your energy? What renews it? Are there certain people, habits, or environments that consistently pull you into negativity? Identifying these patterns is the first step toward taking control. Once you're aware of what affects your energy, the next step is setting boundaries. Joe Rogan frequently emphasizes the importance of controlling what you allow into your life, whether it's people, media, or even your own thoughts. Boundaries aren't about shutting people out, they're about deciding what you're willing to tolerate. If someone's negativity constantly disrupts your peace, it's okay to limit your interactions with them. If certain habits like scrolling through social media leave you feeling drained or anxious, it's okay to step away. Protecting your peace isn't selfish, it's essential. Now, here's the deeper part. Protecting your energy doesn't mean avoiding negativity altogether. It means learning how to face it without letting it overwhelm you. One of the most powerful tools for this is mindfulness. When negativity arises, whether it's from someone else or your own thoughts, pause. Breathe. Instead of reacting impulsively, bring your focus to the present moment. Ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Is this something I can control? If not, why am I letting it disturb my peace? This practice of mindfulness creates a gap between stimulus and response. It gives you the space to choose your reaction instead of being controlled by it. And over time, this habit strengthens your ability to remain calm and centered, even in the face of chaos. But here's the thing, protecting your energy isn't just a defensive strategy, it's also about what you actively cultivate. What are you filling your mind with? What kind of people are you surrounding yourself with? Are you feeding your flame with positivity, inspiration, and growth, or are you letting it flicker because of negativity and distraction? Kevin Hart constantly surrounds himself with a strong, uplifting team, and this isn't an accident. Your environment shapes your energy. So take a moment to reflect, is your environment helping your flame grow, or is it snuffing it out? Joe Rogan often talks about the importance of physical health as a foundation for mental resilience. Exercise, meditation, good nutrition, these aren't just lifestyle choices, they're acts of self-preservation. When your body is strong, your mind becomes stronger. When your mind is strong, negativity has a harder time finding a foothold. You're less reactive, more grounded, and better equipped to protect your energy from external forces. But let's take this even deeper. Protecting your peace isn't just about avoiding negativity, it's about transcending it. What does that mean? It means turning negativity into wisdom. Every negative interaction, every difficult person, every challenging situation, these aren't just obstacles. They're teachers. They show you where you're still vulnerable, where you still need to grow. And when you approach negativity with this mindset, it stops being something to fear and starts becoming something to learn from. So here's a question for you. What's one area of your life where you've been letting negativity control your energy? And what's one small step you can take today to build your shelter? Maybe it's setting a boundary with someone. Maybe it's limiting distractions. Maybe it's simply pausing to breathe the next time negativity arises. Whatever it is, remember this: your energy is your responsibility. And when you protect it, you protect your ability to live with purpose, clarity, and joy. But the journey doesn't end here. Protecting your energy is only part of the equation. In the final chapter, we'll explore how to not just shield yourself from negativity, but how to become a source of light and positivity in a world that desperately needs it. Becoming the light, how to uplift others without losing yourself. Here's a profound truth: the ultimate way to deal with negativity isn't just protecting yourself from it, it's rising above it so completely that you become a force of positivity in the lives of others. The irony is, the more negativity you face, the more opportunities you have to practice this. But here's the dilemma: how do you uplift others without letting their negativity pull you down? How do you become the light without burning yourself out? It starts with understanding that positivity is not about fixing people. You can't force someone to change. You can't drag them out of their negativity if they're determined to stay there. What you can do is lead by example. When you embody patience, kindness, and strength, you show others what's possible. You become a living reminder that negativity doesn't have to define them or you. Kevin Hart often talks about using humor and energy to bring people together, even in the toughest situations. Laughter, positivity, and compassion are contagious. When you show up with an open heart and a resilient spirit, you create a ripple effect. You don't have to preach or convince anyone, just being grounded in your own peace inspires others to find theirs. But this doesn't mean you give endlessly without limits. Joe Rogan frequently emphasizes the importance of taking care of yourself first. You can't pour from an empty cup. If you're constantly giving to others without replenishing your own energy, you'll eventually burn out. To uplift others, you must first keep your own flame strong. That means practicing self-care, setting boundaries, and knowing when to step back. Here's a deep question: what kind of energy are you bringing into the world? Are you reacting to negativity, or are you creating positivity? Becoming the light isn't about being perfect, it's about being intentional. It's about choosing to show up every day with the mindset that you're not just here to survive negativity, but to transform it. The truth is, negativity will always exist. People will complain, criticize, and project their fears. But you don't have to meet them there. When you choose to rise above, when you choose to be the light, you become something far more powerful than negativity itself. You become unshakable, and in doing so, you give others permission to do the same. So, the next time you encounter negativity, don't just protect yourself from it, transcend it. Be the light.